There's been quite a long history of people coming to sort of enjoy the rural idyll. It's going to be a bit windy out here. 2013 was when we first invested here, and the main motivation was really to have a little retirement project.
We are business people, but my family from background as farmers, and vineyard ownership is farming.
We're in the very south of Catalonia, and a region called Terra Alta. It was a little bit of an accident in that our son decided to buy a property in this part of Spain, and I came out and discovered the quality of the wine and the potential. Did a little bit of research and thought, well, this seems to be as good a place as any. And we wanted somewhere that had a lot of character that we'd be happy to come to regularly. Lots of natural beauty, mixed agriculture. We wanted to play with olives as well as grapes. And we have it all here. It's a very beautiful part of the world.
They imagine that we're sitting down on the costas, that we've got a nice flat there with a swimming pool, and they will always say, when we say we're off to Spain, they'll say, hope you have a nice holiday. You've got to get out there, got to get out in the fresh air and do something that you love, and all the bits. And when they say, are you living the dream? Even if you're pressure washing drains or harvesting or out here like on a wild windy autumn day, it really is lovely. Via Verde Greenway, which is an old railway line which has now been converted, tarmacked and converted as a cycleway. And then from a wine point of view, there are 3 cathedrals of wine. So you've got Gandesa, the Cathedral of Wine, which was designed by César Martinel.
The plan was never to actually make our own wine. We just wanted to enjoy the pleasure of owning a vineyard. And it was only when the guy who was buying our grapes won the competition in Catalonia for top red wine using largely our grapes, so we said, well, perhaps we're missing a trick here. And in 2016 we set up our own winery. We've got about, well, in total it's about 25 hectares, but only 6 hectares of vines. Again, most properties here in Terra Alta are very much mixed agriculture, so you've got vines, you've got olives, you've got almonds. In fact, we've got a lot of forest around us here as well, which is a great resource, but needs a bit of management. We still have a dream of putting a winery up here on the edge of this hill. Again, it's not worth it just for the amount of grapes that we have here, but if we can increase our holdings, then it'll become more interesting to do that. I think that always the thing that points you out as an outsider is language. I found it quite difficult to learn the local language. Plus you have the decision to make of what language to learn. Here you have a choice of Castilian or Catalan. And definitely out here you're encouraged to learn Catalan. But having said that, the people have been very welcoming. Our fellow bodegas and wineries have been very supportive. You know, you'd have kind of thought that perhaps they think we're in competition, but that hasn't been the case at all. We've had a lot of help, a lot of advice. I think we bring a bit of a healthy challenge. I think a lot of winemaking in Spain is a little bit insular. A lot of the people who are making wine here in Terra Alta are selling it locally. They might get as far as Barcelona, but very little international sales, with 1 or 2 very notable exceptions. So I think we've brought a little bit of an international perspective. I would buy more vines, actually. We need a certain number of tons of grapes to be an economically viable winery. Probably we need to get to about 50 tons, and at the moment we're at about 30, and of which we have to buy in about a third. To own your own vineyards or more vineyards would have been helpful in terms of driving the quality we want to achieve. This is a quince. Right. So obviously in Spain you think of Membrillo, which is made from these. We've actually taken probably the nicest ones off this tree already, so you're seeing the ones that are just hanging on.
You make Membrillo?
Membrillo, yes. Well, Ali does, my other half. So that's definitely our attempt to be a bit more Spanish with it.